We have another beautiful day here in the northeast of England. Sun is shining. Not that we ever get to see any of this because we're inside all day, but obviously it lifts your mood. But mainly it's because it's perfect conditions to dry clothes, which I'm really happy about, especially today because we have a big order of stock coming. Something that I only get every few months because it's probably the biggest order I do or have ever done even in the past. It's actually from a guy who I met a long time ago. Wait, my alarm's going. Oh, Palace drop. There's nothing on there anyway. Where was I? Yeah, so this delivery is from abroad, and first time I got it was about 6 years ago, and I was speaking to a local guy who sold vintage for about, I don't know, like 15 years, something like that, and he said there's somebody in somebody that you might be able to work with getting a lot of stock in, because that was my issue. I was like, the shop was getting bigger and bigger, and then the issue was keeping stock levels up at a good pace so that we could grow in accordance with like the sales we were making. So anyway, I got this details off this guy, and it was in Holland, and he collects clothing from all over the world. He specialises in like loads of different stuff, and all this guy had was an address. Don't even think I had a telephone number. So I was like, you know, like, from my experience, all the best wholesalers are the ones that are hardest to find. And bear in mind, this is a long time ago. Like, they didn't have a website, they didn't have anything like that. So I jumped on a plane, went there, ended up being like this mad industrial site. I had an address, but the taxi driver didn't even know where it was going. So yeah, I was like knocking on doors of like crazy units of like steel merchants or like tire manufacturers, just like crazy big industrial units. And finally I knocked on this door and I was like, alright mate, do you sell used clothing? He was like, yeah, like, what do you want? I was like, I want to buy. He was like, alright, come in. And he's really cautious. Like, older guy, but was like super cool. They had like some hard techno music like bouncing from these like 6-foot speakers, and the warehouse was like, the first warehouse anyway, was probably like the size of a footy pitch, just like clothes everywhere from head to toe. And I remember these big like industrial tables that were made, and there was just like one member of staff on there, and they were just going through bins and bins of stuff. And around the table he had like drums, like bins of individual categories, like might be like foot shirts or cord shirts, whatever. And this guy was just like, Kobe, everyone, 3 points, like bang, getting all in. And it was crazy, and I was like blown away. Like, I've just been a few wholesalers in the UK, so going somewhere like that, like, it's just a crazy thing. So yeah, we had a chat. He showed me around the warehouse and stuff like that, and he was like, well, how much do you want to, you know, how much can you spend, how much can you take offers, all that kind of stuff, because you can't just come here and expect to get like one category, like for example sports brand sweatshirts. It's not going to happen. You have to spend like X amount, and we have to know that you're a shop and that you're going to keep coming back to us and spending money, because, you know, at the end of the day, like, the more money we spend, the better stock they're going to give us, and the better the relationship's going to be. So anyway, we went in the back, and he was like and ahhing, because he was saying, look, we've had loads of people from the UK before. They've had like big shops, like he mentioned like Top Man and stuff like that. They want to do big deals with them, but an Urban Outfitters. And he just said, look, I don't like the people. Like, we're not doing this all for money. You know, we have to be careful that we can look after, you know, like the smaller people too, rather than just selling everything to one brand, which wasn't very appealing to them. So anyway, we went in the back. He's like, where are you from anyway? I was like, I'm from Middlesbrough. He's like, oh, no way. And his favourite footballer was Fabrizio Ravanelli, who was like Italian footballer, and once he won the think it was after the World Cup in, let's say, 98. He came, might get that wrong, I shouldn't get that wrong, but he came to Borough like after being in the World Cup team for Italy, and he was like an incredible player, white feather. And anyway, that was his favourite football player, so we just chatted about like the Premier League from the mid-90s onwards, and that's all we talked about. Like for like an hour we just got on, we found something in common, and he's like, right, okay, like let's do this. So I went home. That day I put an order in. I mean, I had nothing left in my account, and it was all on a whim, you know. It could have went Pete Tong, but fortunately it didn't. It came and it was great. It came in a big pallet, and ever since then we just kind of grown on this relationship that we've got, and it's been great, you know. Like when he's getting stuff in, he's always been very fair to me, and even though prices of stuff will go up and fluctuate depending on the market of how many people want that, what demand it's in, he's kind of kept his price the same to me, which is really fair. And in reverse, I've looked after him by being constantly getting those big orders for him. So today we have one of those orders coming in. It comes on a big pallet, and it's probably the first time we've had a bit of problems with it, because since Brexit we've had customs issues. So it's took like 3 weeks to get here. It's been stuck in customs because I've had to like fill in these forms that I had no idea that even existed. So we've hopefully got that coming in today. Got a window of like 9 till 5, and yeah, it's going to come on a big pallet, so you'll be able to see it, be able to see how we bring it in. Very fortunate that I'm in position to buy that much stock, but I know exactly what's in there. All the time he's video calling me, texting me, showing me what's going in, and I'm saying yes or no. If his grading's poor, then I can tell him like, that's not quality stuff we want. So it's going to work out great. Hopefully today we'll have a good order coming in. He's been in more demand since shops have reopened. Our shops reopened as well, so everyone's kind of closed the shops now, and online's getting a bit quieter because of that. So yeah, today we'll figure it out, but we're getting these clothes ready because the weather's nice, and we're gonna put the rail out again today and hopefully give away loads of shirts. Can we hold it? I wouldn't hold it there now. It's just safe to come on. You're not going to stop it. What is it? Clothing. Jesus. So you can tip it if you want. What? You can tip it if you want. No, man. Whoa. Sorry. So we got 375 kilos of used clothing here, which is quite a lot. The dreaded tape again. The guy dropping off, obviously it's a one-way street, so it's a bit of a fucking nightmare. So I've had it sometimes where I'm absolutely fuming, but because normally we'd get it when I've at a shop, we'd have it in like a loading bay or something like that. So on a street, it can be a challenge, but we get one of those slots where it's like 12 till 5, and normally they come at like 4:59, but it's like midday, so it's perfect. Get this in, get our lunch, because we'll need it after bringing all this in. Yeah, we'll crack her open. It's a bit of a nightmare as well, because you have to put the box somewhere too. So we'll crack this open and we'll start moving it inside. This is when I can get too eager and I can just pop it open and then slit like a champion at Atlanta 90. '06 Olympic sweatshirt, which has happened in the past. If anyone needs a small house, give us a shout. These are a nightmare to recycle. Actually, last time I shot them on my lawn and just put 3 boxes, and some geezer actually came and grabbed them, which was sick. So if you know anyone in Newcastle that wants some moving boxes, big boys, you know I am. Where I overanalyze the tiny bits that I can see already. Right, sound. You can already see a few bits. Some shite ones too. Levi jeans, black and white. They're normally about 25 kilo bags, but that's if they're full. Obviously these are a little smaller, so need to be like 20 kilos. Track tops branded tees. These are all about 16 kilos, something like that. Blue Levi's. Branded denim shirts, so Levi's, Lee Wrangler. Hopefully no other brands than that. Aztec shirts, or Navajo. Branded hoodies, sports hoodies, like Adidas, Nike, Depop, Fila. Sports tees. He showed me these before, and he showed me more modern ones. So this is why it took so long, because I wanted like more vintage, like 90s with nicer tags on there. So you could already see it. It was good. So it looks like. Jogging pants. Sometimes you only just throw like extra bags in if he's got extra, just to be nice. And obviously that's very well. Sweatshirt, basketball shorts, class for the summer. This is when it gets old. Soccer, footy shorts. These are always mint, especially when it comes from Europe. You get, like better teams. You might have like Ajax, Feyenoord, teams like that in there. Footy shirts. This is the big one. It's the one that's a nightmare to get hold of. But if you look there, this looks like the Bayern third kit from like, oh god, I can't remember what year it is. Like 90, maybe like 96, I think. Always really good Bayern ones. But this is the one that's really hard to get hold of. Because yeah, like there you can see that's the Germany away, like the classic one with the Adidas over the chest. Yeah, that looks really good. Barca, really exciting that one. More sports tees, obviously we love the sports tees this time of year. Fortune. More footy shirts. Hey, Levi's. Fucking hell. This one's pretty bad. This is mohair collar. Jesus Christ. And cold shirts. Normally the guy behind the camera would be helping me right now, but he's being lazy. He's holding the camera instead. That's it. Empty box. Now we've got to wash this inside.
Do you need a hand, Joe?
Oh, about time, mate. Oh, wait. So now this lad's helped me bring all that in, I've now got a full living room full of clothes, can't even see the floor. But it'll all pay off in the end. I've just picked a random bag up. It's a bag which is kind of good to show how I categorise everything and the method to what I'm thinking when I'm kind of pulling these out and grading. So first thing is before we just chuck things in the washing machine, we've got to grade it all as well. So grading is a process of putting it into piles or sections or whatever you want to do, so that you can then work within those sections. So for example, like a wholesaler might have like grade of condition, like grade A, grade B, grade C. Where I use my grading is I grade it towards where it's going to go, where it's going to eventually end up, what platform. So in here we've got branded tees. These are sports tees, mainly 90s, but there's going to be like up to 2010, maybe even modern ones in, because the thing is, when you get a mix like this, you're never going to get, you know, like for example 90s Adidas equipment embroidered t-shirts. It's like not possible. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. So in a mix like this, there's going to be a ratio percentage of like absolute bangers. There's going to be middle of the road, and there's going to be stuff that I'll just give away, and that's just kind of like how it goes. Well, how I've bought in the past anyway. But fortunately, I built up different platforms, so I've got a home for everything. So in my head, when I'm picking stuff out, I'll be thinking, is this what I want for the shop? There's certain t-shirts, so it won't be just it's a brand I'll put in the shop. It's like a certain iconic t-shirt that I'm after that I'll put in the shop. Next I'll be like, okay, stuff which is more accessible for the customer and middle of the road price as well, that will go in our Depop shop, because the kind of higher brand stuff will be harder to sell on Depop. So that middle range stuff will go on Depop because, you know, they'll sell all day. It's easy for people to buy, it's easy for people to wear, and then we'll have other stuff. I mean, I don't know exactly every single piece in here. I know there's a few bits in here. I know that he's video called me and sent me pictures and stuff, but there's going to be stuff where I'm like, well, I'll give that away. So fortunately we've got the rails outside, so we can give them away, blah blah blah, you know about that. And then there's going to be something, I'll just get it cracking rather than chatting shit. It's awful noise again. So as well as those 3 grading categories I've mentioned, there's going to be one more, which is I've been wanting to do it for ages, but have a place where I can just sell all clothing for one amount. So what I want to do is, we have a market near us, well, we've done a few bits in before, Quayside Market. It's beautiful, it's right at the Quayside in Newcastle, and I want to just do a range of clothes where everything's £5. So anyone can pick anything, it doesn't matter what it is, and it's always going to be £5. And then we're going to give £1 from every sale to charity, probably change it every month. And then at least I know, like, it's going somewhere. A lot of that kind of stuff, it'll just be getting the money back, so we can put it back in stock, but at least we're doing something else with it as well. So I'm going to be having like 4 different piles for that kind of stuff, so when I'm going through it, I'll know in my head like where that's going. So I'm just going to go through some bits and show you. Like, that'll be Depop, it's nice. 2000s Manchester Nike. See, stuff like that, we can just do them at like £5 at the market. Just more modern stuff. So kind of stuff that will go in a market stall is like 2010 onwards. So you get some good pieces, but end of the day it's a £5, you know. See, that's nice feeler. It's got a little wear to it. I'll start with Depop. On Depop we can kind of do things with like slight wear on, but we're just very conscious about how we shoot it and just making it as easy as possible for the customers to see, and then make their decision if they want to buy it or not. See, stuff like that, the modern stuff we'll just give away. It's always going to be the case where, unless you're extremely lucky, I know there's a few vendors out there that can give you all amazing stock, but for the amount we're buying, the amount we're getting, it's going to be very difficult to get all of these, which is incredible. I'm not made of money, it's going to cost an absolute fortune if this was all straight bangers. As you can see, they're all pretty straightforward sports brands. Quite a few modern ones in here. We've got maybe two or three bags of these. It's summertime now, so obviously t-shirts are going to go like mad. We've had some incredible ones over the winter, but no one's buying them. Obviously, we're in the northeast, so it gets really cold here over winter months. Yeah, see, that one's sick. That's something I'd have for the shop. It's like a really nice Adidas design, nice silver tag on it. That's great. Stuff like that is perfect. Really good condition. See, it'll be nice to do. See, that's real nice. It's not as old, but it's like a nice. It's kind of like the 80s fit, but it's not 80s. Good for Depop. Yeah, it'd be nice to do the markets as well. It's a great Sunday. The food's incredible there, and we all have a laugh. So instead of kind of working inside or in the shop, we have a chance to go down the market, be traders for the day, which is always fun, and we always have a laugh down there. See, that's it. The more modern stuff, which is there's quite a lot of it in here. Sometimes, see, that's nice. Sometimes we'll get deliveries like this, and the percentage of the bangers might be higher or lower, whatever. But in reality, you've just got to kind of take it as it is. Obviously, if it was all crap in here, then I wouldn't be buying it again. I'd tell my guy and be like, I'm not happy with it. He'd either do something about it or ignore it. Depends on how many customers he has at that time and how quick he can sell stuff. But I'm working with a guy who's solid to his word, so he kind of changed things around. But realistically, that's beautiful. Vila USA, it's gorgeous. V-necks haven't been popping since 2006, but that's cool. Sometimes I'll get stuff and it's incredible. Sometimes the stuff it's not as good, but over like a year period, so I might get, I don't know, it depends how busy the year is, but 4 or 5 of these a year. There's going to be some good ones, there's going to be some bad ones. It's just the same if you're going to go to a wholesaler or something like that. You're going to get some times where they've just had the delivery in and everything's unbelievable, but there's going to be some times where you go and it's dry because all the people around you, all the people before you got exactly the same thing as you. That's real plain, simple, real nice. But the thing is just to be consistent, like anything in life. Keep turning up, do your best, and good things will happen. But what's that? Oh, that's mad. Look at that. Spell out Sergio Tashini.
Nice.
It's real nice. God, I keep losing my train of thought. I keep thinking I keep spotting the sleeve of a banger and I'd see it and I'm like, it's a repo. A few.
That looks interesting.
Oh wow, yeah. These did do repos of this actual design at like JD or some shit. But this is the original. These are all day long, these are class. Love these. Normally find them in Europe, but I remember I was in LA at the Rose Bowl, and my guy from Japan had literally about 25 of them on his rails, and it was about 6 in the morning. And if anyone doesn't know what the Rose Bowl is, then stop watching this video now. Ignore everything I say, just watch videos of Rose Bowl, any good vendor in America or California or whatever, but especially Drew Heifetz, F as in Frank, just stop watching this now if you want content or detail about vintage clothing. You know, I'm nothing on those guys. So yeah, I remember he had a rail of about 25 of them and nobody was touching them. I was like, this is weird, because I'll sell them all day for 40, it's around 40 mark. You know, some are more, some are less. Obviously it depends on the condition, but that I've never seen it in that colourway, the original. And yeah, I was like, how much do you want for them? And he was like, I don't know, Joe, like, I just got them in, none of them sold. I was like, look, how much do you want for them? How much do you get for them? And he's just said, give me like 10 each. I was like, 10 each? Like, yeah, sweet. And like, I gave him a bit on top because I was like gassed about it. And yeah, and I was like, where'd you find these? Like, yeah, I've got this European guy. I was like, yeah, of course you have. You're not getting them from California. I mean, I'm pretty sure they weren't made out there, so this is sick. Ooh. Rockets. Wow, on that old night tag. My favourite night tag. That's beautiful. Real heavy. But yeah, I remember we had, the centre switch as well. Everyone loves that right now. Good about that, but you do get a few of them in, bootlegs. With a deep V-neck as well. Remember wearing that when Arctic Monkeys were out, the Kooks, skinny jeans and plimsolls. I'll give that away. Keep it in. I hope I see someone in that one day. The finish. Oh, Berlin Marathon, that's cool. 2007 though, too early. Yeah, the interesting thing about kind of the markets in different areas always fascinates me. Go to America and they'll want something completely different than us in the UK. Same with Europe. When it comes to like Italy and Spain, obviously the weather's different everywhere, so you kind of, that's one of the factors, but the other factor is that people want different things at different times. The one thing that I've realised that, it's another bootleg, is hitting on both sides of the pond is this resurgence of Nike spellouts, which is mental because we've had them in the shop like since day one. We could sell them for like 30 quid and now yeah, they're going for crazy prices. But it's the same thing in America. Same thing with the centre swoosh, which is, you know, everyone wants that. I mean, it's always been cool, but I guess it's a new load of people that want it now. And obviously you got the Asian market as well, which is a different world completely. That's quite cool actually. So where you've got, you know, the best thing is when you go trade over there. That's really cool because you can take things that have no value here or very little value and trade it for something that has value back here but has no value back over there. So kind of getting into the trading game over the pond is always really cool. That's nice. It's nice and simple. I love, which I haven't seen any yet, just the small swooshes. Normally get a load of them in. Hopefully in some other bags. I can see we're already pretty stocked up for this £5 rail. £5 market. That's cool, modern, but it's nice colours. This is so weird actually talking to people while I've done this. Or
Usually like
talking to someone, sorry.
something you do on your own.
Yeah, this has been a job for myself for that's sick. Nice tag, bit of cracking. Can do that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy actually talking whilst I'm doing this. Spent a lot of long dark nights just grading clothes and just doing this and procrastinating about everything. So this is weird to kind of like talk whilst I'm doing it, because normally I just talk in my head whilst I'm doing this, like, oh that's cool, that's nice. Oh wow. This is a mid-80s blue tag Nike. Never seen it before, the design, Nike, the colours. That's crazy. It's like Pantone, it looks like the meanings, like a dictionary. Meanings on the back. It's good, definitely got that 80s fit, long and thin, single stitch. Yeah, that's mad. Made in Italy as well. That's yeah, I don't know much about that at all, but it's incredible. Do my research on that. See, that's the thing, you can find mad stuff. You can see all this kind of like, you know, run-of-the-mill stuff, but then you'll find beauty like that. So yeah, I'll find out about that. And you know, it's all about learning. You know, you come across stuff like that, and you know, sometimes you know about it, sometimes you don't, but it's always nice to kind of, when you don't know something about it, do your research firsthand, or you know, reach out to people. There's plenty of people out there that will always help you. Everyone specialises in, or not everyone, like, you know, the top guys, they all specialise in something. And you know, it's nice that the community can share knowledge like that. Yeah, it really interests me, that. So this hasn't been a crazy. I mean, so far it hasn't been too crazy, but it's summer, so you know, I don't mind selling tees for, you know, £5 to £10. Got a few bits for the shop, which would be hard to get otherwise. That's nice, but it's not gonna last long. And you know, sometimes with the scale of how I want to grow and how I see the future, sometimes I need to get, you know, big orders in like this so that I can grow in the direction that I want to grow and reach them goals. But yeah, at least we're sorted for the market. Should have sorted this out. Come on, be one more beauty. It's kind of like the lottery at times, this. You're just waiting for that one piece. It's going to make it all worthwhile. It's modern but pretty cool. Brutal colours. Modern. And finish on the most mundane run-of-the-mill t-shirt there is. So that's branded tees, that's one of them. A few more to go through. Like I say, my living room is just filled with bags of clothing now. So I'm going to spend a bit of time going through that. There's some bags that are going to be really cool to pull out and go through individually, because they're going to have they're going to be more interesting. So anything like that we'll pick out and try and figure out. But for now, we've got a night of washing to do. Gonna get this washing machine on overdrive, make the most of good weather, because any day it could just start raining. We've got to bring it inside. It takes like 2 or 3 days to dry. Where now get it outside, it'll do overnight. Sweet. Get it on the next day, we're bouncing. So, gonna get these all bagged up, get them washed, and get cracking.